G'day YouTube, Max right here. Welcome to a big market update video. We are going to take a look at this chart, especially today, the Bitcoin dominance chart. We're going to use this chart to figure out, is the DeFi bubble pop finished, or is it just started? We're going to expect to see faster price rises in Bitcoin or the alts. We'll answer that question today. We'll check out all the major asset classes and see what's doing with them, and lots of cool stuff. So go ahead, smash the like button. Oh, a little cool thing, guys. We've just had a lot of success with this channel lately. We are up to 18,000 subscribers, nearly 2,000 in the last month. Huge welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for coming. And let's see if we can push through and get to 20,000 subscribers. That'd be a really cool milestone for me. Before I get into all the analysis, guys, have I mentioned, do the like and the share and the subscribe, do all those things. And a quick little heads up for the Success Council paid members. Guys, in the members area, I have added a brand new section. I am really cool. I am cool, but no, I'm excited by this. I've been working on this for a really long time, and I have got you guys a bonus, which includes a one-on-one consultation with accounting professionals, because I get so many questions about what structure you should be doing all the stuff that I teach you to do in. And so, by that I mean, S Corps and C Corps and LLCs and all those things. The answer is it's always individual. You have to understand your situation. And I have negotiated for someone to actually do that with you completely free, no obligation. And if you decide to go ahead, they're going to give you a massive discount on the cost to set up that correct structure. So it's just this one bonus. We're talking about thousands of dollars of value inside of this one bonus. Completely takes care of your Success Council membership fee many times over. So it's a really cool bonus that I'm proud to give all you guys. So go ahead and check that out. It just got added into the members area just an hour ago. So go and check that out. Okay, let's get into the market updates side of things. And I want to go ahead, let's start off here with, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart. I'll zoom in. Let's go take the big picture first. We'll go all the way out. So, okay, and I really don't like, oh yeah, you can see the crosshairs. Okay, good. So, this is the long term, this is many years here of the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance is what percentage of the entire cryptocurrency market cap does Bitcoin take up? And you can see here that it is 61.77% at the moment. And let's come in a little bit closer here. Now about, let's see, it would have been about, or on the daily chart, it would have been about a month and a half ago. So right in around here, I put a video out on YouTube that I said to you guys, they said, listen, the DeFi bubble was just in full force. Everything was DeFi. It was all talking about the alts. It was all talking about Ethereum. Everything was going ballistic. And people were asking me, am I getting into altcoins yet? And I said, no, here's what I predict. I think we're going to come down to this trend line, bounce off of this trend line, and head back up towards this trend line. Meaning Bitcoin dominance would come down. It came all the way down to 60%. But what I am predicting here is that, I said this way back then, is that the Bitcoin dominance would bounce off of this line and head all the way back up towards this trend line. Now let's take a little look in now. It's far from time to spike the ball and celebrate a winning call, but let's check in with that and see kind of what happened. So you'll see this Bitcoin dominance had this very clear channel that it was coming down here. We had lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. We had lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low, lower low. We hit this trend line and we put in, well, arguably the wicks went further down, but the bodies, let's zoom in here. The bodies are actually the same. That would be argued as a double bottom. But we did get this kind of a trend up here. We came back up to this trend line. And more importantly, this blue trend line coming down here at the steep angle. We got one touch. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touches. And then just a few days ago, we broke through this trend line, put a couple of days above this trend line. But we ran into immediately this other trend line, which is sitting at 61.76. And let's see if I can zoom in here a little bit. You'll see that we have put in 3 candles butting right up against this, this line of resistance here at 61.75. Right? Now, what's going to happen? Is it going to bounce off this and come back down? We're going to make lower lows again, Or is it going to break through this line and head back up towards this line as I predicted several months ago? I suspect that what we're going to do is going up. But is that confirmation bias? I don't know. Do I just want to be right for my prediction way back here? Time will tell. I will give you another little piece of evidence on this one. Where are we going to go here? I want to introduce you to, this is the RSI. It's an important indicator. And a shout out to Steve from Crypto Career University for this little bit. I'm going to teach you a lesson called divergence. Great channel on YouTube, Crypto Career University from Steve. He just put out a great video today, by the way. You should go and check it out. If you do, leave a message in the comments. Let him know that Contrarian dude, Max Wright, sent you. If you find that message, go ahead and give it a thumbs up so he knows I sent him some love. But so this is the RSI, and you can see higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. All the time we're making lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high in the price. So we've got a trend line in this indicator going up. We've got a trend line in this in the price action going down. This is called divergence, according to Steve. And what he's suggesting is that eventually the price will reverse. Well, this divergence is an indicator that the price is going to reverse, and the price will eventually follow this divergence line and start uptrending. So I just wanted to add that little piece of information into the analysis. What do you guys think? Is Bitcoin dominance about to outperform the altcoins collectively, thus improving its Bitcoin dominance performance? Or are we going to bounce off this 61.75 and head back down? Let us know. Watch this 61.75 like a hawk. It's an important line of resistance. If we break through, I think we will see our Bitcoin dominance. I think we will see Bitcoin outperform all the alts. Continue to do so, I should say, which it has been doing here for the last 2.5, 3 weeks. All right, let's go and look. Let's go and look at some of the ones individually. Let's go and look at Bitcoin, the US dollar, and see what's happening here. What is whenever this internet always slows down as I stream this. So here we are, flirting with this unbelievably important line, 10,400. We find that the price is right here today. The last 3 days, we've butted up against it as a line of resistance. Let me zoom out so you can see the importance of 10,480. It's been here for a very long time. We hit it as resistance here. We hit it as resistance here. We hit it as resistance here. And then, very important lesson, this big long candle. When you break through a line of resistance or support in a convincing fashion, it's usually that's the sign that you've gone through it in a big way. You've got a big long candle. That big long candle right through the middle of this line of resistance is actually another way to confirm that it is a line of resistance. So we came down here. There was a big long candle to get through it, but it didn't go far past it. We stayed under it for about 10 days, got back up to it for about 10 days, coming down and testing it as support now. And just while I'm here, I'll show you over here, there's this big long candle. You'll notice support, 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 and the big long candle is what eventually got through that support. So what's happening here with the Bitcoin price over here? Look, we are on a knife's edge. We are teetering with this 10,400. And what's going to happen? Keep your eyes on it very, very closely. I'll say this. Everything about this Bitcoin chart to me, well, not everything, but a lot of things, everything about the Bitcoin world and the crypto world to me says we are about to have a very big leg up. However, I've got to stress this. Bitcoin, like real estate, like the stock market, like everything else, is just a tiny little speck. The analogy I use is they're little fish swimming around eating off of the debris of the big whale. Now, the big whale is the US dollar and the global economy. If the bankers all get together, and yes, I believe there's a cartel of bankers that work together to make profits for themselves at the expense of us. If they get together and say, cut our lending standards and make our lending way more abundant, you will see prices of everything go up. If they come in and say the opposite, let's restrict all our lending practices, let's not lend, the exact opposite will happen. Prices of everything will fall. You've got stock market, you've got the real estate market, you've got the altcoins, you've got the gold and silver prices. All of it gets hit together. I am predicting that either before the election or as a result of the election, that is exactly what will happen. The US dollar will take a big the US dollar will get strong in those terms. Actually, what it means is the economy, for a whole bunch of reasons, could be the lending practices of the banks, could be a bunch of other things, but everyone will want to flee to a safe haven. Now, hopefully you understand that Bitcoin is a safe haven. Hopefully you understand, as a subscriber to this channel, precious metals is a safe haven, but the rest of the world perceives the US dollar as a safe haven, and they will run to it. And Bitcoin, and the dollar will get strong, and everything else will get weak. There will be a liquidity crisis, and banks will start they make it harder for you to borrow money in all these different worlds, the stock market world, the real estate market world, and all that money flows to Bitcoin, to precious metals, everywhere, right? And that's the equivalent of the whale sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and all the little fish that feed off its debris, they have to come and eat off of it, and they will follow it down. And we could see, like way back here in March, another massive pullback in all of the asset classes. Some are calling it a second wave Corona thing. Corona's complete and utter nonsense. Don't worry about that. But they'll use it as an excuse so that you don't go and look for them, i.e. it was the bankers that caused this. Okay, so everything looks super rosy and good for Bitcoin for the next year, year and a half. But the caveat is everything can get destroyed, and the US dollar is an excellent, excellent place to be if that were to happen. And then you can come in and scoop up whatever the hell you want at bargain prices, just like lots of people did way down here after this big smashing in March of 2020. So keep an eye out for that. But other than that, Bitcoin is looking extremely good. I can't see Bitcoin getting punished and the stock market not getting punished, and real estate not getting punished, and precious metals not getting punished. If Bitcoin gets punished in price, it's because everything got punished. Okay, it's because the whale moved, nothing to do with Bitcoin. So if you don't have any Bitcoin, I would be scared. I would want Bitcoin, because what if this goes north and runs out really fast? So I would want some Bitcoin. But would I put all my available investing money into it right now? No, because I think we might get this big pullback. And so if you want to be particularly adventurous and risky, you could argue, sit on the sidelines, buy no Bitcoin right now, wait for the prices to come back, and then hit it hard. If you're a little bit more hedged, you say, listen, Bitcoin could run any day now and start heading off towards the big all-time highs. I'm going to put a little bit in, but I'm going to keep some dry powder on the sidelines, ready to make a move if there's a big pullback. So that's my advice for everyone on the Bitcoin price. Let's take a quick look at, actually we won't look at Ethereum. We'll just take a look at Ethereum in Bitcoin. And kind of, again, this trend line, a lower high, lower high, lower high, and we're coming on down. And this is kind of, I mean, in many ways, this is the inverse of the Bitcoin dominance. Ethereum is the biggest next player, of course, after Bitcoin. And so when you see the Ethereum price trending down, that's a good indication that Bitcoin dominance is going to be going up. You'll see that, when Bitcoin, this whole channel of Ethereum price going up compared to Bitcoin, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, higher, high, that of course correlated to the Bitcoin dominance going down, and then it flipped over here, and we see it. If this trend continues, which I predict it will, I think we're going to see Bitcoin dominance improve. Okay, let's go look. I'll catch you up on a few little trading updates here. So let's take a look at XTZ. For those of you who recall, I made a trade way back here and cashed out up here. It was an extremely good winning trade. I did not do anything on the way down. Down here, my signal got to buy back again, but because we were on such a strong line of support, I was able to set a very tight stop loss. So if it went down, I would be closed out of that trade for a very small loss, and that is what happened. I got closed out of this trade right here, and I did not get hurt by this breaking through of that trend line. My Ripple trade, my Ripple short is still in play. I have a short sold Ripple here, which means I sold Ripple without having owned any of it. If you don't understand what that means, just bear with me. It'll make sense as you watch more and more of our videos. I short sold Ripple here. I noticed that it was in, let me zoom out here. I noticed it was in this long channel. I got the signal to sell Ripple here. I did sell Ripple without having owned any of it. So at some point I have to buy Ripple to close out this position. I set a stop loss up here. I have since moved that stop loss inside my original purchase price down about here. So now I'm a guaranteed winner in this trade. But the trade is still open, and I want this Ripple price to go all the way down. It can stay in this channel forever for all I care. Keep going down, 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 down. And then when I cash out, when I close the trade, it will be very, very kind to me. Let's go and check out, that's the only live trade I have at the moment, that Ripple short. Let's go and check out Apple. I just like to keep an eye on Apple. It's kind of like a little de facto Dow Jones for me. I want to check it out. So it's continuing to get smashed. So just as I go through these, can you see? Yeah, you can see these blue tags here in my watch list. So I'm going to do. I'll scroll up a smidge so you can see it's just right below the video of me. There we go. Well, okay, there we go. Okay, so we're looking at Apple now. You see, Apple is getting destroyed. You see the Dow Jones getting destroyed. You see the S&P getting destroyed. You see the Australian stock market getting destroyed. The only thing you don't see getting destroyed, the US dollar. It looked like it found a bottom. Again, lower high, lower high, sorry, lower low, lower low, lower low. It's inverted. We now have a higher low, indicating trend reversal on the US dollar. This 94 level, and again, this is a perfect time to make this video. Everything's sitting right on its key levels. 94 is a key, I won't do it, but 94 is a key level of resistance and support for the US dollar. We see it's run up towards it. It's paused there. Let's see if it breaks through and continues this trend, or it bounces off 94 and comes down. If it bounces off 94 and comes down, you should expect to see all asset classes reverse and start to do well. If it breaks through, you will expect to see all asset classes continue to be weak. Let's take a look at gold. Again, broke through its trend line, and now the trend is down for gold. We're down below, wow, down at 1850. Good, solid smashing for precious metals. Let's take a look at silver. I think we'll see the same. Good, solid smashing for silver, down to 22. We see that it is approaching its trend line and sits right on it as we speak. Does it crash through that trend line? If it does, really good indication that the slaughter of everything will continue and the dollar will get stronger. So this is a really, really key inflection time. I want to go back and look at Bitcoin with a new lens. Is Bitcoin getting smashed as much as everybody else? Well, we are still in a downtrend. Lower high, lower high, lower high. But it got hit pretty hard here, but I don't think Bitcoin's getting hurt as much as everybody else. Perhaps by percentage it is, but Bitcoin tends to be a lot more volatile than everywhere else. And actually, as I speak, Bitcoin down to 10,300, meaning it just pushed through its 2,400 line of resistance. So, and remember when I started this video, we had 3 candles with the body closing right where my crosshairs is, and now it's come down to here. This candle hasn't closed out yet. It could come back up, but we'll see. So watching this line, we're at a real turning point. Let's go back to the US dollar. If the US dollar, it's the one that's going to dictate everything. If it pushes through this 94 and comes up here, you're gonna see a bloodbath in everything, is my prediction. This will be a very, very solid confirmation that the US dollar has performed its trend reversal. It's on its way back up, and what it means is people are fleeing to safe havens. But if it goes north of 94 and spends some time up there, confirming that the trend reversal has occurred, you're looking at every asset class getting hurt. I just want you guys to know that up front. All right, we will put the charts away here. Let's come back to me. I do have one other thing I want to chat to you guys about. I shared this with my paid subscribers about a week ago or so, or maybe I'm exaggerating. Yeah, about a week ago. America, this is actually for Americans specifically. The US election is in really big trouble. I mean, the election is in trouble, not any one candidate or the other. The election is in trouble. The Democrats have destroyed the integrity of the process so thoroughly and completely that I don't think either party is going to accept the result on November 3rd. It's going to be riddled with fraud. This mail-in ballot thing that they've done is just an absolute disgrace, and it's going to cause a lot of trouble. Because here's the thing. As a voter and just as the citizens of the United States, if you don't believe that your candidate actually lost, it's one thing to like, man, I'm really annoyed with the rest of the country. My candidate was so much better and you guys chose the wrong candidate, but I accept the fact that I was in the minority. The electoral college process exists. I understood the rules. My candidate lost. The fight was fair. I've got to work harder in trying to persuade more people next time. That's easy to deal with. If you don't trust the process and you think your candidate got robbed, now we're talking riots in the streets. Now we're talking we don't have a democracy anymore, we got a banana republic. And I think the Dems have deliberately destroyed the integrity of the election process so that they can do exactly this. This is what not the Dem rank and file, by the way, the vast majority, we're talking about the Dem leadership, who are 100% in control of foreign powers. And they are actively trying to destroy the United States. With every single policy they do, with every action they take, it's clear they're trying to destroy the United States. But they have the media on their side. They have academia on their side. They have a whole bunch of other key important institutions in America on their side because they also are in control of foreign powers. What does this mean? I don't care. Look, the rank and file. It's if you don't have the time to do the research like I do. I get it. You might be a Democrat. I get that. That might happen. No harm, no foul. You just don't know. All right. We'll leave it at that. I don't want to say anything too harshly about it. But what I'm saying to everybody is, we could see serious strife. We could see, come election day and shortly after, we could see serious riots. Now, what happens when there's riots? What happens when things like this happen? What happens is all of a sudden truck drivers refuse to go into certain areas to deliver important things like food. It's like, I'm not driving my truck in there. Truck drivers are getting pulled over and vandalized and killed and all kinds of random stuff. Truck drivers just stop servicing whole cities, whole areas. Food doesn't go to those areas. That is the possibility of what might happen in November in the United States because of what the Dems have done to the election process. If that happens, I'm just advising people, get prepared now, right? Don't be one of those people who was rushing out buying toilet paper like what happened in last March because you weren't prepared. Do the things you need to know. Have some calories at home. What does that mean? You go to Costco and for $30 you get like a 50-pound bag of rice or something. Go and get a couple of them. You want to take it to the next level? I recommend 4 Patriots, Food for Patriots. I think it's 4patriots.com. They're a great site to get long-term food storage. Right now, there's no delays. You order it, you'll get it within a week. I think like back in March, when no one was prepared and everyone shits the bed simultaneously, then what happens is there's like a 12, 14, 16-week delay on getting what you need. Do it now. Go ahead, get prepared. Whether it's go to Costco, buy some rice, whether it's go to like 4patriots.com and go ahead and get some long-term food. They've got options like 2-week options and 3-month options and 6-month options and 12-month options. And you just, for a relatively small amount of money, you have this insurance policy, you stick it in your basement, and and if there's food shortages wherever you live, you are taken care of. Think about guns, think about ammo. What are you taking? Are you taking care of yourself in all of these ways? Because what happens if there is serious political upheaval in November? And it is a very, very genuine possibility that that can happen. Okay? Have a little bit of cash at home, as in paper bills. What happens if there's a banking crisis? ATM shut down, you can't get into your bank account. Just have these basic things so that you can trade, you can do things, you can get resources, and you have everything you need at least to weather a storm of a couple of weeks. That's a really prudent thing to do and one of my highest recommendations for everyone to do that. I highly recommend you do it. Guys, peace, love. I hope you take care of yourselves. I hope you take care of your family. I hope your investments turn out to be winners. And guys, I will see you very, very soon. Take care.